whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody, gather up close everybody. Kani move that body, kani move that body.
Tēnā koutou katoa, nau mai hoki mai ki te punua pāho. O Taringa e whakapāho atu nei kia koutou i konei i te ipurau, i te piki taone o te awa mutu. Ane anō mahawa. Tariao e mihi atu nei, kia ora mōrena.
Kia ora e te whānau.
Kia ora, kia ora.
And we are back in English this week.
Yes, and actually it's a bit foreign to me. We just had a conversation and I couldn't think of a word in English, even though we started sort of back speaking English yesterday. So for those of you that don't know, we've been in Mahuru last month, or Hepetema, September. Mahuru Māori, and both Tariao and I took up the challenge. How did you find Mahuru Māori, Tariao?
Oh, me pono au.
Yeah.
I was terrible. Yeah. No, it was terrible. That was on my part.
Yeah.
Yep.
So terrible, what, in your experience, or terrible in how you participated?
And how I participated.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I ua mō te wiki ko tahi pia.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, nei taka i te waka.
And it's just like, it's like going to the gym.
Yeah. No, I'm not very good at that either.
I used that analogy because I watched Tātere this weekend. He spoke at the Ngāti Hauā Symposium.
Oh, yes.
They had,
that's right.
He was one of the keynote speakers. And he was saying to everybody, oh, you know, on your real journey, you know, you need to try different things. It's like being on a diet, you know, sometimes this diet doesn't work or this training plan, so you need to try something else. Kia ora e hoa if you're listening. And then he was saying to them, to the gathering, yeah, and I know for those of you that have just started learning te reo, it can be quite daunting and intimidating going to wānanga for the first time or kura reo. And, you know, quite intimidating. He goes, that's the feeling you get when you first go to the gym, you know, and you see some big bodybuilders or, you know, real fit people and you're going in there with your not so fit body. But I was watching it and I was thinking, like, you ain't even been in the gym. But I'm taking that analogy and applying it to Mahuru Māori. And, yeah, I mean, once you sort of, like, start making too many compromises for English, it doesn't take long.
Nah,
and,
not at all.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I mean, I know a few people who were like handy in the first 2 weeks. And then, you know, one of my friends went round to socialise at their place a couple of weeks ago. And then, you know, she was hearty. And then I heard her speaking English outside. And I said, kia e roto e te reo, hea koe koro Pākehā? And then she says, oh, because this line, if you cross this line, you can speak English. On the side of the line. But you've got to have those experiences.
Yeah.
To realise, and you know, if you do it again next year.
Yeah. I think I went like all out this year, but probably better to ease into it.
Yeah.
Just like the gym.
Yeah.
Start
and maybe do the 1 week.
1 week and then 2 weeks or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl at Mahi, he done his Mahuru Māori nānai mahi te tahi wiki. And he done it in the last week, which I found I found it interesting because most people that do that I've known never only done it the first week.
Yeah.
But I thought, oh, that's actually quite cool doing it the last week because perhaps seeing all the things on social media and the posts and things might sort of encourage you and invigorate you to do, you know, for your week when you do Mahuru Māori. Hoi anō, e mihi atu ana kia koe Tariao, i mate aha i tēnā hiki, ahua hiki nei.
Ahua.
Kaue nei te mānaka o Mahuru Māori, and to everybody else that's listening, if you took up Mahuru Māori this year, and maybe you've been inspired to do Mahuru Māori next year on one of the 3 levels. We had around 700 plus people participate in Mahuru Māori this year, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it begs the question, you know, just imagine if the 20,000 of us, apparently there's 20,000 speakers of Te Reo, if all 20,000 just spoke Māori for 1 month. Yeah, there's so many positives in Mahuri Māori. But to wrap up today, when we get there, we're not wrapping up now, but we've got a bit of something different for our waiata o te wiki mo tēnei wā, but I'll leave that. But it's definitely has a connection to Mahuri. Well, it's born out of Mahuri Māori, but we'll leave that for our waiata o te wiki. Nō reira, nau mai tātou to this session of Taringa, and we're in Kupu Kupu Kupu.
Yes, Kupu Kupu Kupu.
So something about Te Reo. So this is Te Reo focused. And what are we speaking about today, Tariao?
Today we will be speaking about Mita.
Ana, and how te Mita?
I roto i Te Reo Pakeha.
Ai.
Dialects.
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 Not Daleks. Daleks are those funny robots on Doctor Who. We'll be talking about Mita.
Mita.
Dialect. Or dialectual differences as well. And I think we've pretty much crammed under the title Mita or heading Mita, rerenga a iwi, which are sentences that are pertinent to particular iwi groupings. Kupu a iwi, which are words that are peculiar or unique to an iwi. And then we've also got kiwaha, which are our idiom colloquialisms. And while we do have a lot of our kiwaha or colloquialisms or idioms are pan-tribal, there are some that are unique to some iwi. And then we have different ways of saying words that are generic across all iwi. For instance, someone in Taranaki will say something different, say a particular word different to someone from Waikato. And I think a lot of people think that that's just Mita, but Mita is also those other aspects of the language I spoke about. So different sentence structure, idiom, and different types of words, along with different ways of saying words. And those are all classed as Mita or dialect. Nō reira, koe nā tātou. I know I learnt I roto i a Waikato, te iwi a Waikato. I can't remember which kuia, but she referred to Mita as rangi.
Oh, ne.
So she would say te rangi o te kupu, te rangi o te reo.
Ah, okay.
And rangi in te reo Māori has many meanings, but one meaning for rangi is the tune or air of a song or waiata. So that's the word that she used for Mita. And I hear that a bit now. From some people i roto i a Waikato, they use the word rangi instead of Mita, and I actually like that.
I like it.
Yeah, tino Māori in there. Because I might be wrong, but I think Mita is he kupu mino te Mita no te Reo Pakeha Mita, which is the rhythm of language as you speak, or the rhythm of a song is the Mita of the song.
Oh, yes.
And that's where Mita comes from.
Yeah.
So, that's another word for you all, te rangi o te reo, the sound of the language. So we'll be talking about te rangi o te reo, or te Mita. And I find it interesting and beautiful. I think it's quite neat, You can have someone from Ngāpuhi and Tūhoi and you can hear all the different Mita in the conversation. But one of the things I say to people when they start learning te reo, and particularly a lot of my whānau, some of my whānau and my friends who are sending their tamariki te kohanga reo. And they're a bit worried because the teachers of the kohanga may not be from the iwi that the parents are from. And they get a bit worried. And I mean, you've got no option really when you're in the big cities and things like that. Or even now, you don't have to be in a big city for there not to be people from your iwi teaching in the local kohanga reo, if you know what I mean. So they get a bit worried that their children are going to pick up the Mita of Ngāpuhi or the Mita of Tūhoi or Ngāti Porou or wherever. Now my thing, what I'd like to say to everybody listening is don't worry about it. Don't worry. Mita is, or the rangi of te reo is very easy to learn. But the foundation of Te Reo Māori, the grammar and everything like that is the same wherever you go. Learn Te Reo Māori, and you can concentrate on learning your rangi aiwi or mita aiwi later on if you choose to do so. But don't get caught up too much on mita, as I know a lot of people do. I'm not saying don't learn it, and I'm not saying it doesn't have any value, but what I am saying is it doesn't have any value to your learning if you're going to make that a barrier in your journey. So koina aku whakaro, and I mean, I'm an example of that. I grew up in Te Arawa. I grew up in Te Arawa, but I grew up as well with a lot of tūhoi people.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, there's a lot of tūhoi that live in Rotorua.
Yeah.
And one of my teachers, Te Morehu Tūhua, a.k.a. PY, he's tūhoi.
Oh, okay.
So we learnt a lot of, inadvertently, we learnt te reo o tūhoi. But we didn't come out saying rani, tani, but I had a lot of Te Arawa influence because I lived in Te Arawa.
Yeah.
And I remember coming over to Te Awamutu for a holiday one time, and because I spoke like Te Arawa, so e te iwi, for instance, Te Arawa, I think mātātua too, some they'll say kai instead of kei.
Ah, yeah.
So kai te haere,
Kai te haere.
instead of kei te haere, and hai, H-A-I, instead of H-E-I.
Ah, yeah.
Hai whakatutuki te kaupapa.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was quite strong, inadvertently, because that's how my teachers spoke.
Yeah.
And I wanted to learn that mita as well. And I remember coming over to Te Awamutu for a holiday, Te Harare, and I spent a lot of my holidays here because, well, this is where all my cousins were. So I came over here, but I'd stay at my nanny's or my auntie. Anyway, I remember coming back here and saying to my kuia, my nan, Nan, kai te pēhea koe. Kai te pēhea koe.
Kai te,
And my nan was like, ai, kua te arawa te reo o taku mokopuna.
yeah.
And I was like, eh? And then I'd spend, you know, back then it used to be the May holidays and the August holidays.
Ah, yeah.
There was only 3 terms. And I think the May holidays was a 2-week holiday.
Yeah, yeah.
And the August holidays, I think, was 3 weeks.
Oh, true.
Anyway, after the holidays, after spending a couple of weeks here with my kuia,
Yeah.
I went back to Rotorua, and I remember saying something like, e pewhiana koe, to one of my mates, or e pewhiana. And my mum was like, gave me like funny looks, like, you know, because they don't speak like that in Te Arawa.
True.
So, but over time, I've been back over these ways now, coming up nearly 20 years. Mai taku hokinga ki te kāinga, te hokinga mai ki te kāinga, ai. And you pick up the rangi o te reo. Ne. Hea e tehi o whakaro ki te rangi o te reo, te mito o te reo rānei. What are some of your experiences? Or
Oh, like we were just talking before, but what's whakahanu mean in English?
Oh, yeah, mix.
Mix, that's the word. I mix a lot of mita. And that's probably because of the same thing. All my different teachers and all from different iwi. Sometimes I say waku or woku.
Right.
But I also use ngoku, which is a waikato, pōwhiri, pōhiri.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tariao was saying woku, and the W in front of the oku, woku, waku, or waku,
Yeah.
and wau.
Yeah.
That's a very Te Arawa way of speaking. Yeah, and I'm not sure if, when I say Te Arawa, Rotorua.
Oh, Rotorua.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Tūwharetoa speak like that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Tapuika and Waitaha, sort of over in Te Puke, which is also Te Arawa. I'm not sure if they speak like that. But definitely, te takere o te waka, as they like to call themselves, that part of Te Arawa. Or te tiheru wai.
Tiheru wai.
Yeah, the bailing, where they bail the water out. They refer to as Rotorua. They use the W profusely, actually. And even in the spelling and the pronunciation of kupu, like tūmatauenga.
Oh, ne.
Tūmatauenga. Irirangi Tiakiawa. He was staunch to saying tūmatauenga as opposed to tūmatauenga. I don't know if the listeners can hear the difference.
Yeah.
But I'm like that.
Yeah.
If I spend time with rangi,
Yeah.
you know, or And because he you know, he doesn't say his NGs. And people from Tūhoe will contest that.
Yes.
I mean, you know, Ti Moti, Karetu, Wharehuia Milroy, Pou Te Mara, they are adamant that their kuia korua did not speak like that. That it's quite a new thing that's come into Tūhoe. So I'm reluctant to say that that is the rangi of Tūhoe. But what I will say is that's where you will hear it.
Yeah.
So the dropping of the NG e te iwi. Whanauna, rani, as opposed to rangi. Tani, as opposed to tangi. So anywhere with an NG.
Drop the G.
Drop the G, the NG sound, and there'll just be the N sound. And that's pretty much you'll know straight away that person is Tūhoe. Well, this one time I was at Rangi for a weekend or something, and then I come home and I was talking to ngā huia, taku wahine.
Right.
I te kōrero Māori Māua. We always speak Māori to one another. Turns to me and she says, "You said e nari." And I said, "No, I didn't."
Yeah.
And she said, "Yes, you did. You said e nari." And I've actually, to be honest, I've heard myself saying it now.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
It naturally comes out.
Yeah.
E nari instead of e nari. So for those of you that are listening, e ngari means but, can mean however. But but means but, B-U-T, on the other hand. Not the other but. And I said e nari without the NG.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I can even take another variation of the e ngari. Some iwi say e rangi.
E rangi. No whea tēnā. No te taitokerau?
Oh,
no?
I think no te taitokerau me te taihauauru.
Oh, okay.
I've heard it in Taranaki. I've heard e rangi instead of e ngari.
Yeah.
But I'm even, you know, now that I've matured and had a bit more experience in te ao Māori and te reo Māori, and in my own research, I've seen that, you know, even o tāua kuia korua, o tainui ake, use some words that we say aren't ours.
Oh.
For instance, pakeke. Pakeke isn't really a tainui term, apparently. It's not something you hear often in tainui. In maniapoto, o I roto I a tātou, but maniapoto, kaha maniapoto, pakeke means difficult or hard.
Oh, okay.
So he pakeke tēnā mahi, that task is quite difficult.
Yeah.
Whereas, and I think the Ngāpuhi are the same. Whereas most other iwi, pakeke is the word for an elder or an adult, someone who's quite mature. But I was watching a recording of He Naretu Whāngai the other day, and he was using pakeke right through his kōrero.
Oh, gee.
And if there's anybody who's a great exemplifier of the te rangi o te reo tainui, is him.
Yeah.
Is He Naretu Whāngai. But who's to know? Because, I mean, we had a korohaki no roto I a Ngāti Raukawa. And he spent a lot of time in Ruatoria.
Oh, okay.
Now, when he came home, he used to say e hika.
Ah, yeah.
And to the listeners, e hika is a term of address. And you'll hear it quite a lot in Ngāti Porou. Te tai rāwhiti. And I know Mātātua use e hika as well. But you'll hear it used quite a lot on the coast. Ngāti Porou, right into Ngāti Kahungunu.
Yeah.
And he would say, e hika. So that's something he picked up when he was living in Ruatoria. And it used to come out quite naturally as he spoke. Yeah. So, getting back to the learning your rangi or learning your mita, it's actually quite hard to force yourself to speak in that manner, rather than the easy option is actually if you go back to your hui gatherings, your iwi gatherings, such as the different hui and kaupapa, that's when your mita will come out naturally. Taitoko koe tēnā whāro.
Because it's around you.
That's right.
Like you said with rangi, if you're around it like 24/7 for at least a couple of days, it's just going to come out. Yeah.
We the Panekiretanga, our first trip ki Tāwāhi, and we played this game. We all swapped mita for the day.
Oh.
And I had tūhoi. I remember I had tūhoi.
Yeah.
So we all swapped mita. And every time you said something that wasn't the mita of the iwi who you had, you had to pay $1.
Oh, okay.
While our pūtea, I tino paita mā tau tahua, we got up to $100 and something
Oh, true.
in our tahua
Yeah.
that we spent on dinner.
Yes, dinner.
Engari, koene te mita e te iwi, so we're talking about dialectual differences, unique ways of saying things from iwi to iwi.
Yeah.
You've heard we talk about some tūhoi speak without the NG.
NG.
I'll say just the N.
Yeah.
We've spoken about te arawa. They use the W quite a lot. So wōku, wāku, wēnei, wērā,
Wera. Yeah.
all of those. Koe atu.
Waikato.
Waikato. Waikato use a lot of the NG.
NGs.
So ēnei becomes ngēnei,
Nene.
ngēnā, ngēra. So these, those, and those over there. Yonder. Also, ngōku for ōku.
Yeah.
Or ngaku,
Ngana.
ngana, ngōu. You know, I think if we've done some research on that too, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because when people talk about te mita o tainui, I know you said Waikato, but people say, te mita o tainui.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree there's one mita.
Nah, there's heaps.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've heard,
Tēniki.
yeah, tēniki, tēnaka.
Tēnaka.
I think that's generic.
Oh, is it?
I think that's something that's sort of died off over the years. But tēniki, tēnaka, one of my koroa was talking about, he used to hear pēraka, pēniki, and even wheniki.
Wheniki.
Wheniki, whenaka, wheraka, for pēnei,
okay.
pēnā. So, again, within the Waikato, and I actually say tainui, is the WH. So
WH.
we use a lot of the WH.
Yeah.
So you heard before, I said pewhia. So we say pewhia.
Yeah.
And even how we put pewhia, we say e pewhia ana. Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
We use e ana structure quite a lot as opposed to the keite structure.
Keite.
So we'd say e pewhia ana koe. Here, i roto i a tainui, and if you go down to Ngāti Porou, they'll say kei te aha koe.
Ah, yeah.
And even that's a very unique way of saying something. It's very Ngāti Porou. Everyone else, the other iwi other than ourselves, would be saying kei te pēhea koe.
Yeah, yeah.
But Ngāti Porou, I think they're good at taking shortcuts in the language. We'll just say kei te aha.
Yeah.
I found
Nice
when-
and short
Yeah,
and straight to the point.
When I see one of my friends
Yeah.
from Ngāti Porou, I'll use their language. And for me, and this is just me, e te iwi, you know, staunch as I am ki te reo o tōna pēnā, ki te reo o tainui, I like doing that, and I say that I use it as a tribute.
Yeah.
It's
Respect
like,
that.
yeah, and it's like an acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So yeah, we use back to tainui and Waikato. So within tainui e te iwi, we have a manepoto, parehauraki, Waikato,
Kato.
and raukawa. And then within those branches or sections of tainui, there's mita
Yeah.
as well, differences. I mean, for us, for raukawa, we say e tehi, te tehi.
Yeah, I did it too.
If you go over to raukawa ki te kaukaro pāte tere, and probably more so around Ngātira, Whakaara Tamaiti,
Oh, yeah.
they use the W's like te arawa.
Oh, ne.
And that's because of where they are in proximity. So they've had, you know, it's through intermarriage. So, you know, you were talking about the mixing up of mita.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how the mita is mixed up.
Yeah.
So there's differences too within tainui. And even in Waikato, you know, I hear some say e hake.
E hake i
For
te mea.
yeah, for e hara.
E hara.
But not everybody says e hake. But I think, you know, there's a time to use e hake. I think e hake has come out of e harake.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, e harake. And as time's gone on, it's become e hake. E harake i te mea. Ne? E hake i te mea.
Yeah.
There's a few words like that that have been joined, two words that have
Yeah,
been joined.
yeah.
Noki is one. Ki te
Noki.
taitokerau.
Ah,
So that's kia te noki kia koe.
e aua.
Koia noki te whare.
Ah.
So it's the combining of the words ano and hoki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Another one with a nas is,
Yeah.
we're going all over the place now,
Yeah.
Paiana.
Paiana.
Another one of our waiata is Mata tuku tuku. And Mata is a way of saying meata.
Yeah.
Mata whakarongo.
Mata whakarongo.
Mata titiro. So listen carefully. So there's a few kupu like that are put together. I roto i a tātou tainui, kauraka, for kaua.
Kauraka, yeah.
And I roto i aku rangahau, in my research I've seen that kauraka is used mostly with a word that's a passive.
Okay.
So you could still probably say kaua e noho, kaua e tū, but you use it like kauraka e patua.
Okay.
For instance, in one of our karakia, kauraka tama e uwhia, putatu e tama. So a lot of the time,
yeah.
kauraka is used with a passive word, a passive verb. So kauraka is one. Te arawa say kauaka.
Kauaka.
And I think ngaitahu also use kauaka. And while we're speaking about ngaitahu, they've got a very interesting mita. For those of you that don't know. They don't, and again, not all of ngaitahu speak like this, but this is one of the unique aspects of their mita, for those that do use this mita, is they drop the NG and it becomes a K. So ngā becomes ka. Kainga becomes
Kaika.
rangi becomes
Raki.
sing becomes
Waiata.
I thought I'd trip Tariao
I was
there.
like,
So they substitute the NG for K. And I'll be honest, it can be quite difficult to listen to if you're new to that.
New to it, eh?
One of our kaumātua, Korohuki Te Rangi, we had one of our colleagues at Mahi, he was ngaitahu, and he used to, speak like that.
Yeah.
And he used to say Huki Te Rangi's name, Huki Te Rangi, as Huki Te Raki, and Huki Te Rangi didn't like that.
Nah.
He said, that's not my name. But big mihi to those of you of ngaitahu who do uphold your mita, or everybody. Hana O'Regan is staunch to that mita. And I've never heard her not speak like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He ao tāhua te rangi o te reo. So those are some of the aspects of mita I roto I a tainui, Waikato. So the WH, so K-whea, A-whea.
For my.
I've never heard, and I'm talking about Laukawa now, I never heard my kaumata say for. I never heard my kaumata say for mai. But I heard them use fuatu.
Fuatu, yeah.
I heard fuakina.
Fuakina?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I heard kafore.
Fore.
Yeah, but I never heard for mai, and I haven't heard whioi anō.
Oh, yeah, I've never heard that one either.
Yeah.
Whioi
And
anō.
if Leon Blake's listening, he'll be having a bit of a chuckle because he always tries and, he gets smart to us about our mita. Yeah, hoia, no koe nā e tahi āhuatanga o te reo, o tainui, te mita o tainui, te rangi o tainui. And just before we move on to another iwi, don't say to somebody, that's not how we say it, that's not the mita. One of our nani mere, and recently I've been speaking more and more on marae, and those our listeners, nani mere is one of the kuia, the ruruhi, who sits at the feet of King Ituheitia wherever he goes. And she won't say it, but she's actually an exponent of our reo I roto I a tainui. And she's got all sorts of interesting kupu that are very tainui, very waikato. And on this one particular occasion, I'd finished speaking, and later on, she comes up to me and she says, e ko, e rongo au I te tehi kupu I a koe ne, e hara I a tāua, ne? Nice way of saying it, eh?
Yeah.
So she said to me, e ko is another tainui expression. It's a term of address, and you use it, it's a term of endearment.
Oh, okay.
E ko, and you can use it for both males and females. Be careful who you use it with because you wouldn't. A younger person wouldn't refer to a kaumātua as e kō. Yeah. Maybe your same generation and those younger than you, and even the ones of your generation, they'd be a dear friend to you or you have a connection to.
Yeah.
So she says to me, e kō, I heard you use a word that doesn't belong to us. That isn't ours. So that's how she said it to me. Very nice way.
Yeah.
And then she'll give me a word.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So that's a nice way of doing it. But she's lovely.
Yeah.
So koina e te hi o nā kupu a tainui. And, this might be inspiring you to go and search out some of your kupu. There's lots of resources out there.
Yeah.
You just need to do the research. There's recordings, there's books and letters and things like that. Read them, you'll find words. But if you go to a lot of the hui or ask your kaumātua, even, my mum, ko mate taku mama, but, when she'd have a few wines, she'd say, I can't speak Māori. When she had a few wines, she'd go, kei te kōrero Māori, kōrero Māori ana. And she'd be using these words, and I'd say, oh, Mum, what does that word mean? And I still use some of those today.
Oh, cool.
So one kupu, she used to say, when you get sleepy eyes at night, she'd call that koni koni.
Koni koni?
Yeah, so she'd say, ko koni koni o karu. Or, when you see a baby with sleepy eyes, they say, look, it's getting koni koni. So she had a lot of words like that.
Oh, mean.
Ngā puhi.
Ngā puhi, aye.
So their WH, they drop the W, and the F sound just becomes a H sound. So whakarongo becomes...
Whakarongo.
Whakataetai becomes...
Whakataetai.
And I'm not confident to say that all of ngā puhi speak that, all of te taitokerau, but that's something you will hear in te taitokerau.
Yeah.
Along with the noki.
Noki, I like that word.
And the mara.
E mara.
E mara.
Aye.
So in Ngāti Porou, you'll hear e hika, whereas up north you'll hear e mara.
Yeah.
And another one they use is e kara.
E kara.
Which is for an older gentleman.
Ah, okay.
E koro is for a young boy. So you got to be careful when you go up there to iwi, and I've been caught out. It was actually Joe Northover. He corrected me on the marae in a nice way too. It was a very nice way. And he sort of said to me, kia mahara koe e koro, ka hara mai koe ki konei, ka noho mātau, e hara mātau I te koro, he karake mātau.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so when you address the older male generation in the north, use e kara, not e koro. So that's one, and I know they use a lot of kupu mino, ngā puhi. I think them and tūhoi close behind. And kupu mino are borrowed words. They've been referred to as transliterations, and another one is phonetic transcription. So the phonetic transcription is a kupu Māori, which mimics the sound of the English language.
Ah, yeah.
So we have who for shoe, and we laugh at some of the words we hear in ngāpuhi, but I think, or other iwi, I think, hey, we've got lots of, who for shoe, tepu for table, pene for pene, pauka for fork, naihi for knife, there's lots of them.
Yeah, there's heaps.
But if you go up there, you'll hear words like karani mama.
Karani mama, karani papa.
Karani papa.
I love that.
I think I learned girlfriend and boyfriend from up there. Whamare is another one. Family.
Whamare.
And mete.
Mete.
For mate. E mete.
E mete.
Yeah, those are some of the kupu mino or borrowed words you'll hear when you go up into te taitokerau. But, our tupuna have been doing it for years e te iwi. Don't think it's something that's just come in recently. I always like to refer to one of the compositions of probably one of the greatest songstresses of te ao Māori, Rihi Puhi Wahine Te Rangi Hirawea. Probably her most renowned waiata is Kaeke Ki Wairaka, one of our great traditional Māori love songs. Another one she wrote or composed was about some of the lovers she had in her lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
And she actually sang it, I think, at Te Kuiti Pa and Te Kuiti, at Te Tokanga Nui Anoho. She had some gossip on the marae between the woman, and they were talking about or deliberating or debating who she had and who she hadn't slept with. So anyway, she stands up and she sings the song, and every verse refers to a male.
Different. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's the sort of like, come on, ladies, get the gossip, right?
Yeah.
So she took it on. I thought it was quite a really, you can find the waiata. It's in Pei Te Huru Nui, one of his books, Puhi Wahine. The last verse is completely kupu mino.
Oh, cool.
And she says in her waiata, Piofa ko homa, hu toro yu kamu mai prehi, prihi pi kwaeta. So piofa ko... Yeah, it is.
Oh,
but
is
it's be off.
Be off.
Piofa ko homa, go home.
Ko homa.
Ko homa, hu toro yu kamu mai prehi, who told you to come to my place?
Yeah.
Prihi pi kwaeta, please be quiet.
quiet.
Yeah.
I like it.
And that was back in the 1800s, you know, but she was being cheeky.
Yeah.
And that was probably around the time that a lot of, those words were coming to the forefront in our language use.
Yeah.
Language needs to evolve.
Yeah.
And that's one of the bonuses. We're going back to Mahuru Māori for a little bit of Mahuru Māori is because you're using the language every day, you're learning new kupu. So I know Pakake Winiata, he done Mahuru Māori this year.
Yeah.
And he's got a dictionary, or he filled his puna kupu up. He's got over 100 or 200 kupu that he learnt through Mahuru Māori, just through doing everyday activities.
Yeah.
Te taihau auru.
Taranaki.
So taihau auru e te iwi, so we're talking about the western seaboard of the North Island. So we're talking Taranaki and the people of the river Whanganui.
Aye.
And they drop the H in their kupu. So whare becomes
Ware.
mi'i, and it's a slight glottal stop.
Yeah.
So mihi becomes mi'i.
Wano.
Wano for whānau. That would be the unique aspect of their language.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Ruka Broughton.
Ah, cool.
And he had a very unique voice anyway. I never met Ruka Broughton. He tohunga tēnei e te iwi, and he was from Ngārauru and Ngāti Ruahine, and he was done a lot with the Victoria of the University of Victoria. And I was listening to his recording, and it was lovely to hear te mita o Taranaki. Te mita o te taihau auru, I should say, kōrero te ana. So that's what you'll hear.
Yeah, and even at the manu kōrero just gone, eh?
Oh, ne?
Ai, ngā MCs katoa I roto I te reo Taranaki.
Ai.
Beautiful. So if you want to hear it, it's on there on Facebook.
And we were talking about how language mixes up and you take on other people's kupu. I mean, it's like if you're with a group of friends for the weekend, you think about your grouping, your social groupings, say your friends.
Yeah. There's
a type of language and there's words that you use with your friends. And there's words that you use with your parents, and there's words that you use with, this lot and this lot, or e pērā no te mita, te rangi o te kupu. In saying so, our Te Reo Māori has become very mixed up, and with the various kura reo wānanga, whare wānanga, all sorts, there's all sorts of places where you go and you hear Te Reo Māori and you learn Te Reo Māori. You can't not pick up some different ways of saying things, and that's okay. That's okay. And, one of my good friends that I hope to get on Taringa for kōrero, Leon Blake, one of his sayings is, e hara taku reo I te reo takitahi, engari taku reo he reo takitini.
Yeah.
And that means, Tariao will give you a rough translation of that.
My language is not just from one place.
Yeah, or one person.
One person.
Yeah.
It's from all.
Yeah. And that's what you get. I mean, if you're on a te reo journey, you'll have many teachers through your life.
Yeah.
Secondly, te te reo has become mixed up in a good way, I believe, that we use expressions from other iwi. And that's okay. For instance, we were talking about just before, how a lot of the kiwaha or idioms or colloquial sayings, there are some that are generic right through Aotearoa, and then there are some that are actually unique to a particular tribal group. And we've taken on board those kiwaha, even though they're not tainui kiwaha, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And we might talk more about kiwaha and some of those sayings on another session of Kupu Kupu Kupu. Tēnā koutou, I think that's quite a bit.
Yeah, we covered quite a lot in that, eh?
And it's a good taster. And I think as you're listening, those of you that are listening, and you'll be thinking of maybe some of the kupu you've heard and some of the rangi, the mita you've heard.
Yeah.
And if not, maybe you're more aware now and you'll be more in tune into listening.
Like, oh, you might hear something little and be like, oh, he's from Taranaki, or he's from Waikato.
Nō reira, tēnā koutou e te iwi, ka nui tēnā. E mihi atu ana. Keep those ears open.
Yes.
And kōrero Māori, even though Mahuru Māori is over for the month, that doesn't mean that our efforts in speaking Te Reo Māori and making sure that Te Reo Māori is heard, that those efforts, are put on the back burner, so to speak, until next year when it's Wiki o Te Reo Mahuru.
Ai. Our waiata, we are gonna play a few of the Mahuru Māori raps.
Yes. Oh, yes. Actually, you want to give everybody just a bit of insight into what the raps are?
Yeah. So, at the start of Mahuru Māori, one of our friends, Hawira Kraitiana, he put out a tono to all the Reo Māori MCs in Aotearoa to do 16 bars to a tune, what's it called?
Yeah, track.
A track he put together.
Yeah.
So,
Mahuru Māori kumatai mai.
It was cool. And so quite a few people around the motu did it, even went all the way over to Hawaii. One of our Hawaiian tungane did it. So, yeah, e mihi ana, and we're going to play some of those. Yeah,
tika, we're going to do a mix-up of those. So, e mihi ana ki a Hāwira.
Yeah.
And, kua kōrero I roto I ngā taune, he hasn't taken up the challenge. And this year he said, I'm going to bite the bullet. And he done Mahuru Māori in his own way. And that's what's the beauty of Mahuru Māori, And his contribution was this rap challenge. Yeah. I think it was fantastic.
It was cool.
And it was cool as. Yeah. Seeing everybody get involved, even tamariki.
Yeah.
I think theirs was better than ours. I think we done the last one on Saturday. It took us 2 hours to four lines each. But yeah, it was cool seeing, different raps come out every day and everybody get involved.
Yeah.
Different ones. So, e mihi ana kia koe. Ai hoa, brother, Hāwira, tēnā koe, o tira koutou katoa I tautoko mai tēnei wero, which was the MC Te Reo Challenge Rap Mahuru Māori Ahara Challenge. Nō reira, whakarongo mai.
Mahuru Māori kua tae mai. I whānau au ki te anō, mai mana pōri ki o tākou, o tāka ki wa tāhui, even a crew ki te ko iwi, hoi kuku ana, I te wako o Mahuru Māori, hapua te pi e nuku, kia horo hia ki te motu, kōrero hia.
Sipuna kia rere, sipuna kia pāho ki te ao whakato I te kākano hei o ranga monga I whakatuku e.
Nā Māori Mahuru I, tā koto kupu hiki, wairua o te iwi, tēnā karanga mai, ha!
Mahuru Māori kua tae mai. Kōrero Māori I ngā au I ngā pōka toa. Mahuru Māori kua tae mai. Kōrero Māori I ngā au I ngā pōka toa.
Kia ora kia tute e whakarongo ana, kia mata e kōrero I te reo Māori. No ate te manu toa, ki te wehe, e te mehi ko ngā pōroa te inoa. Nō tira ngā meri wa tuki a hai, ko kaya moke te pihina wa ke mati kora I ko mai.
Kone te wā, me tū, te reo rangatira, kaue e ngu, koera, te ngaka tipa tipa.
Mahuru Māori kua tae mai. Kōrero Māori I ngā au I ngā pōka toa.
heru Te tokau a te ruru Ka hase a tātou ki te kore ia e kōrero tia nā waika
He hoa mawa ki te kura o Waitahanu He tino tua kana aha koa te aha e
Me te ihi, me te wehi, kia au Kia kahana pui ko te korero Māori Te ngō rangatiratanga Brau, brau Hei, hei, heia Sana, sana
Ka po'o moku puna i ke kawa ana au Wehe mai na makarui i ke ka na'u au Nana i ka hema e nana āpau Kumu kia puni, ku ole hanau I ka ōrua lalo ku uwāwai A e hele i ki hala i ama koe kālai Kumu ki ola ana mau a mau He iwi o hama i au nana kawa kau
Te rau i te pō, kore te rau i te au Wana mana ngā te pō, wana mana ngā te au E kore rau ana i te rau i te wapa wā E whika mānawa i a wasu a pikia
Anei na tātou, e whakawero ana E mano wera ki te reo rangatira, ra, ra
Mahuru Māori kua tai, Kōrero Māori, ngā au i ngā pōkatoa.
Ki te iwi o mahuru Māori Huri no i te motu Ki haru te reo i ngā paki tara katoa O te whare, me akuru me iwi te kakore Ki te hua ngā Paraone Nōna te whiano, nāna te huarahi I para, ma mahuru Māori
Reo irirangi o tai nui Ko te reo kia airere, ko te reo kia tuku, ko te reo kia Māori
He piko, he taniwha, he piko, he taniwha Ko te reo Māori kia kaha kōrero tia Bleh! Mahuru Māori kua tai
Kōrero Māori, ngā au i ngā pōkatoa.
Mahuru Māori kua tai
Kōrero Māori, ngā au i ngā pōkatoa.
Hei rā pauti mai a he puna Reo Māori, reo rangatira
Kia koutou whakahawe a mā ki tōku reo tino rangatira
Tēnei te haupu hia te rau ki te kauru tapu katu E tūri o te wiwara kia hiwara Ka tuku au i ngā mihi kāti kā
Pātia, Waitaha, ki te maha o nei i te hika wika Whakatete i te mita o te rangatia Kia kaha pera watu i te kaitikina Whakakina ki waha Whakatete me te titu o te waiaha Hei aha te o wanga wanga whakatika Hapa ki te mahi o te kaiaha
Mahuru Māori kua tai, Kōrero Māori, ngā au i ngā pōkatoa. Mahuru Māori kua tai, Kōrero Māori, ngā au i ngā pōkatoa.
Mahuru, mākori, ka rere te manu Mahuru, māori, ka tere te matu Kua manene tō tātou reo i tēnei whenua Kua take te kuare, ko te wahangu kua whaihua
Mā tēnei pāku o hi pēra A kahi o ni sa whera Koe mā te tangi ki rā ka aha Me hui ki tēnei piki wā
Kia ukia mukia tā mea hiki ka pita Te piko kupa te wā Tēnei ko ngā re wā Ka mua rākua kua te oiko Keko taki marama moiko Tata te u Kia rere me te kupu I ngā utu mā Tini tini o te motu I ngā utu mā Tini tini o te motu
Mahuru Māori kua tai, Kōrero Māori, ngā au i ngā pōkatoa.
Kawe haro re rangi
Mahuru Māori kua tai,
Ngā marama o te
So that was our waiata for the week. Little bit of a spin on it, but I think it was probably perfect for this week's podcast.
Tika,
Yeah.
I feel all inspired to do another one. But
Yeah.
maybe next year.
Yeah, next year.
And I'm sure the bro will put out another one
Another
next year
one.
too. So I'm
Yep.
looking forward to hearing his beats. And actually, just to put a little plug out, I know he also recorded with Iwi a waiata wero here.
Oh, cool.
And Iwi put out their new
the new
album
Yeah.
on the weekend, I think.
Yeah.
And I think you can pick it up on, I think it's on Spotify and iTunes.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bro Ha was on one of the
And
tracks.
Kimo also did one of the Mahuru Māori raps. too,
Yeah,
hey?
yeah.
Yeah.
So tēnā koutou katoa. That was our waiata o te wiki, something different, something funky, something cool. And yep, nau mai hoki mai a tērā wiki, koutou me o koutou taringa, and we'll be into
Iwi o te wiki.
Iwi o te wiki. Nō reira, hei kona mai, tēnā koutou katoa.
Ka kite, e te whānau.
Yeah, tahuri mai mai ki o whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako Korero flowing out the hooker force Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds Kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount Nā kona whakapiri mai ki te Kaupapa tino whakahira Whakarongo pi kari mai Hare mai, o Taringa hare mai We gotta gather up close everybody Gather up close everybody Kani move that body Kani move that body
Taringa, he mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.